Hey guys, welcome to Wisconsin Wonder Garden. Today we're going to be taking a look at our aloe vera that's blooming, and we're also going to be doing a little bit of maintenance on some damaged portions of the plant, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All in today's episode. You're going to want to stick around because this thing is pretty incredible. Alright, you guys have got to see this flower. It is so cool. I've never seen an aloe vera bloom in my whole life. I know a lot of people that grow these outdoors for many years do get to see them bloom, but I normally just keep this in an eastward facing window indoors, steady temperature year round, about 68 to 70 degrees. No special care. We did just repot it this last year, but that really doesn't have anything to do with the blooming. I didn't do anything special for that. The reason why it did bloom is because it has reached maturity now, which takes about 3 to 4 years for these aloe vera plants. And when they do, boy, do they put off a really neat flower. That thing's about 2.5 feet tall, and all the way up at the top there you can see all of those flowers. Now the flowers themselves are not too spectacular. There's a little bit of yellow on the end. They might open up a little bit more. We can see they're opening up down on the bottom here. But besides that, there's not much else to them. There is some aloe veras that bloom this yellow or this orangish red color. It's like a fire orange. Those are gorgeous. This one happens to be a yellow flower. I will be putting a video up on how to pollinate this in the future. It's a little bit tricky because you need to take the pollen from some newer flowers and then pollinate the older flowers because they're not in the reproductive state until the flowers become older, which is why it is a little bit difficult to pollinate these. It's not like a regular plant where you can just mix in that pollen in a single flower and then it's going to pollinate. These take a little bit of extra due diligence as far as making sure that the flower is in the correct stage to pollinate. In today's video, also I've got some damaged portions of this plant that I'll be taking care of and showing you guys how to cut them off. If you have any sections of your aloe that are bent over or broken, like in our case, they broke because we had to move this thing recently. We're in the process of buying a new home. So in the moving process, just some of these got bent over and are really damaged for it. So they have to come off the plant. And I will show you guys how to do that here real soon in case you need to do that. It's a really quick and simple process. And you can also use those cuttings for all sorts of different products after you've cut them off the plant too. Just give you a nice close-up view of the flower itself. As you can see, not a whole lot going on there, but very, very interesting nonetheless. I mean, just because of how tall this thing shoots out of there, and actually really grows fast. It was within, I would say, about a month or two where that thing was just barely starting to the point where it shot all the way up that high. So it pushed out a lot of growth for that single flower. Really, really cool. If your aloe vera is not flowering or anything, don't worry about it. Just keep on dealing with your normal care. Try and get it outside in full sun as much as you can to help encourage as healthy of growth as you can. But the biggest reason why people's aloe veras don't bloom is just simply that they're not old enough. Again, they have to be about 4 years old before they're going to bloom for you. So it's not like just a couple of years and it's going to bloom. So these do have to get quite big in order to bloom. Alright, so let's take care of some of these damaged pieces that I have on here. Alright, just going to cut up real close to that there. And then break it off from that point. It comes off pretty easy. Ooh, lots of gooey. Look at that. Got to do the same on this next one here. Just a smaller incision to start off, and then pull it. There we we go. There's another one. Man, these things are just oozing all over the place. Probably because that damaged section here, it's starting to, I don't know, produce some sort of a enzyme in there. It's almost like a orange color if you can see it on my hand. It actually almost looks like honey. I gotta say, it is pretty neat to watch this thing bloom, and I hope that we can pollinate some of these flowers for you guys in a later video. With these segments that I cut off the plant, of course, there's a ton of different medicinal products or food products, skincare products that you can make with aloe vera. So if you're doing that and you do have to chop off a few of those pieces, don't use the segment that has been wounded and damaged, but you can still use the segments that are still firm for whatever products you will be making with it. And I definitely encourage you guys to use that. The uses of aloe vera just go on and on. And like I said, the important part when taking that cutting is just make a really small incision on one side of it, pull straight out, and then kind of across. And it's just gonna, you'll see that it peels right off of that stem fairly easily if you guys have to do this yourself. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're having a great gardening adventure, and we'll see you in the next episode.